You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock in. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hood Table one more again. Thanks for tuning in to this review. We are going to be reviewing Sistas Season 2, Episode 1 and 2. Episode 1 was The Lonely Road, and Episode 2 was called High Crimes. So come on in, get comfortable, and as usual, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed, and feel free to let me know what you thought about these first 2 episodes of the new season of Sistas. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much. Now, as far as this new season, well, hold on. Let me go back first. As far as last season, which was the first season, I really enjoyed the show, and I'm still enjoying the show. But a lot of people is critical of the characters in the first season. I have to say that some of the characters act like they might, have just started acting last night, like late last night. But anyway, I done seen a lot of comments, both positive and negative, regarding the kickoff of the new season of Sistas by the Tyler Perry. Some viewers are saying that the cast killed it, while others are begging someone to please take the pen and paper away from Tyler Perry. Some people said that the show needs true writers on the show to survive. Now, again, I have to admit that I love the show and the characters. For the most part, their storylines, they seem pretty realistic. That the Zach guy, he's one of my favorite characters, and also, along with a lot of other people, Danny is also one of my favorite characters. But again, at times, it seems like the characters might need a little bit more work, which kind of makes the show seem low budget at times, from time to time, not all the time. But anyway, let's get right into it. In episode 1 of season 2, we saw that Andy was still somewhere out in the country after Gary had been carted off by the authorities for money fraud and embezzlement. He'd been stealing money from his job, so they claim. They done left Andy destitute, alone, no car, no money, no cell phone, trucking it by foot in some high heel shoes. I was like, what a lonely road to be on, per the title of the episode. Then out of nowhere rose up this big black truck with tinted windows being driven by this mysterious man. That man turns out to be another one of the FBI agents, but this agent in particular, after finding out that his boss just left Andy out in the dirt on the side of the road in the country in the middle of nowhere, he came back to help her get back to the city, which was, a good thing for him to do, because they did her wrong. They didn't have to. Somebody should have taken Andy back to town. I mean, even if they took her to the police station, they should have took her back to town. But anywho, this FBI agent, now I must say, was not too hard on the eyes. And I say that to also say, I still can't believe how much Andy still wants to be with Gary. One second she's like, we're breaking up, I don't want to be with you anymore. But then in the beginning of this first episode of the new season, You can see it all over again. Her seeming gullible, seeming naive, like she don't know whether to believe Gary or not. And I still can't even, I don't even know how to feel right now. But as far as that new FBI, that FBI agent, I have a feeling he's going to be a little bit more involved in Andy's life, not just as an FBI agent, but again, he's not too bad on the eyes. And if I was her, I would forget all about Gary's little trifling butt, his lying all the time and keeping things away from her. She's pining away over him when she should be trying to maybe get to know this new guy on more of a personal level. But anyhow, I just hate how this show makes her appear sometimes like she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's an attorney, so she gotta have some smarts, but then at times they make her come off as so dumb or ignorant. Yes, I did say ignorant. But you know what? And actually I just saw somewhere where somebody has said something like they can picture Andy marrying Gary while he's still in jail. Can y'all picture that? Can y'all see her doing something like that? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I can. But anyway, so the FBI agent, the FBI, they've been investigating Gary for some time, and they putting everything on him, even though he claims that his ex and her attorney has set him up. And at this time, again, I'm not quite sure who to believe. For starters, Gary, he told Andy that the money being transferred to her account was actually some money he was trying to keep hidden from his wife. However, he failed to mention his first wife to her. And he's currently married. He's cheating on her. And he's talking to Andy about getting married. So that would be wife number three. But then his second wife, who he's still married to, also told Andy a few things to make her believe that Gary was abusive and controlling. Remember, last season, she told Andy that Gary will eventually try to isolate her from her family, her friends, her loved ones. So, did the house that he bought for Andy just happen to be miles away from civilization for that reason? Or merely an attempt to have a quiet, peaceful place, away from the city? Y'all tell me which ones y'all think it was. Now, not only is Andy caught up in Gary's mess, so is now Andy's assistant. Or is that the secretary? I think that's the secretary, Fatima, and also her friend Sabrina. When the FBI agents arrived at Andy's job, Fatima, she managed to hold them all. She managed to keep them out of her office long enough so that she could sneak into Andy's office to retrieve her files, her folders, notepads, letters to Gary, everything. She cleaned her office out. Should she have done that? Probably not, because it could potentially get her fired. But not only did she do that, she said she even cleaned out Andy's hard drive. But then this is the FBI, the FB to the I. So, what was she really doing? Cleaning the hard drive is going to actually do what? Exactly. Probably nothing, because again, this is the government. The government, they know how to get information off of a computer, off of a, hard drive or whatnot. But anywho, she tried it. She tried it. Now, as far as Fatima though, she does have her back. You can tell that she really cares about Andy. And she's looking out for her best interest. She even begged one of the other lawyers at the firm to assist Andy with her case. Come to find out, Fatima and that lawyer actually have a personal relationship. Not dating or have dated or anything like that, I don't think, but they do know each other really well. Their parents know each other really well. At first, the lawyer, he was kind of hesitant to get involved with the case, up until Fatima threatened to call his mama. She's like, don't have me call your mama, boy, if he didn't help out her friend. So he was like, okay. But back to Sabrina. She may have possibly just lost her job. Her manager was chewing her out for authorizing the wire transfer without the proper protocol. She didn't make sure she had the right amount of ID. And then it was her friend's transaction, which makes it looks a little fishy because it's $14 million that she transferred to her friend Andy's account. So this just might land her in the unemployment line, which would literally mean, okay, Sabrina jobless, Andy jobless. They might have to lean on their friends Karen and Danny. Well, maybe not so much Danny, who didn't even have enough gas money to pick up Andy when she needed her the most. Now, granted, Andy didn't tell her right away, I'm stranded on the side of the road, walking through dirt with these high heels on, no money, no phone, nothing, but she didn't even have enough gas money to even go pick her up. And what I actually thought she was gonna do was have her the white boyfriend, the cowboy, the rodeo boy, rodeo what Mr. Rodeo. I think that's what we called him last season. I thought she was gonna have Mr. Rodeo maybe take her in his whip. But anyway, later on, while Andy was sitting around with the ladies at Sabrina's house, Gary calls Karen's phone number. And I was thinking, how the heck he get her phone number? She was too. But ended up he got the phone number from his lawyer who was trying to, get him in contact with Andy. And I don't know why, like he shouldn't be talking to Andy at all. Andy shouldn't be trying to talk to him at all because I mean they could think that they were in cahoots with each other with this $14 million. But that's why I say again, Andy, they got her out here as a lawyer, but sometimes they just make her seem like ignorant, like truly ignorant. But he was pleading with Karen, I'm innocent. I ain't got nothing to do with it. My ex-wife, they done set me up. He said ex-wife, but he's still married to his wife because I don't think those papers were official yet. Because remember last season, the wife, she was like, okay, if you leave her alone, if you leave Andy alone, I won't file the, divorce. We won't try to take all your money. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then come to find out, the attorney seemed like he was working with the wife, scheming. And then it kind of made it seem like Gary was in on it too. So I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about all of that. But Danny, as far as Danny though, she doesn't believe him for 1 second. She don't believe nothing coming out of his mouth. Danny asked him, uh, Gary, could I ask you some questions? Who the F do you think you are? And who the F do you think they are for trying to come at them with a bunch of bullshit and pass it off as fun? Nevertheless, Gary was still proclaiming his undying love to Andy and swearing that he is still being set up. Still yet, Danny, she wasn't trying to hear any of that, man. The way she was cursing him out, she was cursing him smooth the heck out. They was all on the phone trying to get the phone away from Danny. I think that was actually the funniest scene in the episode. But I love me some Danny, y'all. I love me some Danny. I know she has a lot of fans out here. Danny, to me, seems to always keep it real, even though her friends don't always take her too serious. And even this last episode, she was making little snide remarks, a few jokes here and there about the lady situation. But overall, I think she's a great friend. And I actually feel like the ladies don't give her enough credit for her friendship and treats her pretty bad sometimes. Like for instance, this episode, they were at first supposed to meet up at Danny's home, but then, like at the last second, they switched it up to Sabrina's home. And when Danny asked what was wrong with her home, Karen, she was real short with her, real quick with her. She was like, this is not the time to get sensitive, Danny. And she was like, oh, okay, I ain't getting sensitive. But I don't know why they think they couldn't go over her house. Sabrina was even at work. So instead of going over to Danny's house and Danny's not at work, they chose to go over to Sabrina's house and she was still at work. But anyway, actually, she was actually on her way home, at later, they found out she was on her way home because she might be fired. But anywho, we'll find out tomorrow or next week. Well, actually, no, the new episode comes on Wednesday, so we'll find out if she's just was sent home for the day, or if they're going to call her back, or if she's going to be part of the investigation. Y'all let me know. But then I was thinking, like, how long is it going to take for Karen to let the ladies know about what went down at her crib? She done shot that crazy woman's brother who was sent by the mother. Not to mention Zach, he got stabbed. And found out that the police might be looking at the crime scene as not so much as a self-defense, but maybe a possible homicide. Now, Karen's mother last season, she had, did her best to help clean up the situation, clean up the scene, by removing the body, dumped him somewhere. I can't remember where she took him. But anywho, as far as cleaning up, Zach, this fool, okay, he literally just got stabbed. He's still in a lot of pain. Just came home from the hospital, and he's up there cleaning off all the blood on his, well, I was going to say girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend Karen's floor. And then pops up Aaron. Like, Aaron, he's just always popping up. Remember we were talking about that last season? He's just always popping up. And then this episode, episode 2, that's when Zach was like, you always popping up. Do you ever call? You always here. Everywhere I turn, you always here. You don't got to call. And he was like, no, I don't have to call. And of course, he was feeling some type of way about that. But then he was really feeling some type of way when he found out that Karen has been sharing some of his business with Aaron, like telling him about his financial situations. That pisses him off too. Aaron, who says he's not trying to insult him, mentions that he knows how Zach wasn't helping out Karen with the bills because he ain't got a good job. And I was thinking, okay, insult, maybe not, but y'all can't tell me that was a little shade. It was at least some type of shade in that comment. He was like, I ain't trying to insult you, but you ain't paying no bills up over here. But you ain't heard it from me. But what really had me cracking up was how Karen, like, again, she got this man up there. Like, she should have called some type of professional service or just planned to move out. All that blood all over her floor. She got him up there cleaning up her house, running errands. This boy ain't got one car. He ain't got a half a car. He don't have a rental car. And she called him talking about, can you bring me some clothes? He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't got no car. Like, what he gonna do? She expect him to Uber. You got a car. Why couldn't? But anyhow, when Aaron popped up, of course, he was driving. So, Zach told him, you're going to need to be my Uber driver. You're going to have to take me to take our girl. Well, he said, your girlfriend. As a matter of fact, he was like, why? You ain't there. When something goes down, he's like, I'm here. I helped her. She could have been killed. This is your fault. That was your crazy ex-wife's brother and crazy ex-wife's mother who, got her attacked, got Sabrina attacked. So the least he could do was take him to drop her off some clothes. But now finally, to Calvin, Sabrina, and Maurice. Now I really hated how Maurice was done last season. He got, man, they told his butt up. He got mollywop, monkey stomp, dog walked, and he was pretty bad in the hospital for a long time, but he's doing much better now. Calvin and Sabrina, they seem to be getting along quite well right now as well. Maurice, after being treated and healing up at the hospital, he can now go home. And Calvin even went to visit Maurice after he was released from the hospital. And during their little, visit, Maurice, you can see like all the bruises upside his head. He still, got some bruises and stuff, but he was making a lot of jokes, joking about sex, joking about other things. So you can tell he's definitely feeling much better. But feeling better or not, Calvin wanted him to put all those jokes aside. Calvin, both of his fathers, they're gay. So, he was feeling some type of way. He can empathize with what happened to Maurice, because a lot of gay people experience that, getting beat up on, especially by some down low guys. So, or people who just hate, gay people. Therefore, Calvin, he didn't think it was a laughing matter at all. As a matter of fact, his surviving father is throwing a drag party in remembrance of the passing of Calvin's other father. Maurice, he agreed to come to the party, which he doesn't yet know is actually a fundraiser to help raise money for him, in light of him being attacked, probably a lot of hospital bills, and he was off of work, and so that's a good thing that they're raising money for him. But y'all let me know, how do y'all feel about Sabrina and Calvin's relationship? Now, in episode 2, Calvin revealed to Sabrina that he is in love with her. He said, I love you. She was like, okay. And after Maurice's attack, Sabrina claimed to the ladies, her friends, that she would no longer be judging him anymore. So does that mean that she is now going to be cool with using her toys on her man? Let us not forget that Calvin likes to be pleasured from the back, the way back. And I had mentioned last season, me personally, I don't think I could do it. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off with my man. Like, you want to use my dildos on you? You want me to use my things on you? Like, we gonna be sharing dildo? Child, I don't know. I understand now, being all open minded and stuff, because I am open minded and whatnot. But I still don't think I could share my toys with my man. Even if he had his own toys, I don't know if I could just be like, here you go. Take that. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Let me know how y'all feel about the current storylines, the different characters. Are y'all feeling the show? Were y'all excited that the show came back on? Please let me know. Don't forget also to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. And as usual, stay safe, be blessed, be vigilant, and happy Halloween. I'm out. Deuces.